Imagine if one day you were walking on the busy street and suddenly you saw a group of people who looked exactly like you. Yes, you heard that right, just like you. This is not a scene from a movie. This is the true, mind-blowing story of a millionaire whose life was changed by an unbelievable encounter. Stay with me as we dive into the mystery of the lookalikes and the secret that turned one man's world upside down. Have you ever looked in a mirror and thought, wow, I really like what I see? Now imagine walking down the street and suddenly seeing three or four people who looked exactly like you. How would you feel? Scared, curious, excited? Today I'm going to tell you the story of Mr. Richard. Yes, he's a millionaire who experienced something so strange that he literally froze in his tracks. And what he learned next was something that changed his life for good. Let's begin. Mr. Richard was not an ordinary man. He had built a successful business from scratch and had enough money to buy almost anything he wanted. He lived in a big, beautiful mansion, drove the fastest cars, and traveled all over the world. But despite all his wealth, Mr. Richard often felt that something important was missing in his life. He never really thought much about family secrets or hidden pasts. All his life he believed that success and money were enough to make him happy. One fine sunny day, Mr. Richard decided to take a break from his busy schedule and enjoy a walk in a large green park at the center of the city. The park was full of happy people, smiling children, and families enjoying picnics. Everything looked perfect until something strange happened. As Mr. Richard strolled along the park path, he suddenly noticed a small group of men standing near a fountain. At first glance, they seemed like any ordinary people enjoying the day. But then he saw it. Every man in that group looked exactly like him. The same hairstyle, the same bright eyes, and even the same smile. For a moment, time seemed to stop, and Mr. Richard's heart began to race. Now think about it. Imagine you're playing your favorite video game, and suddenly a duplicate of your character appears right beside you. It will be confusing, right? Mr. Richard felt exactly that, a mix of confusion, shock, and a little bit of fear. He wondered, how can it be that these men look just like me? Could they be my long-lost brothers or cousins? Or is it just a very weird coincidence? Small humorous note. I even thought for a moment, maybe he had accidentally left a magical cloning machine in his backpack. But trust me, there was no magic machine, only a mysterious reality waiting to be uncovered. Gathering all his courage, Mr. Richard slowly walked over to the group. Each step felt like a leap into the unknown as he thought, should I run or should I talk to them? He decided to speak up because his curiosity was stronger than his fear. When Mr. Richard finally reached the group, he said, hello, my name is Richard. I couldn't help but notice we look so similar. Who are you all? One of the men smiled warmly and replied, I am Richard too. We are all part of the same mysterious family, connected by a secret that has been hidden for generations. That conversation was just the beginning. The group explained to him that they had all been told by their families that they were part of something special. Some of them had grown up not knowing each other, while others had hints of similar stories told by their elders. Mr. Richard soon learned that these were not ordinary coincidences. There was a family secret hidden deep in their past. You see, every human being has something called DNA. Think of it as a very special recipe that makes you who you are. Sometimes families share a very strong part of that recipe, which causes them to look very similar even if they have never met before. In our case, it looked like Mr. Richard and his look-alikes shared a recipe that was extra strong. It was as if nature had repeated the same mix and match ingredients over and over again, creating many identical looking sherbet scoops in one giant family bowl. And that, my friends, set Mr. Richard on a journey he never expected. After the surprising meeting, Mr. Richard decided that he needed to learn more about this secret. He began by digging into old family photos, letters, and even some documents that had been forgotten in dusty attics. With the help of modern science, like DNA testing tools that many people use today, to know more about their roots, he began to put the puzzle pieces together. DNA is a bit like a fingerprint, but for our bodies. Each person has a unique code, but sometimes family members share a lot of similarities in that code. This is why Mr. Richard and his lookalikes had so many common features. When he learned this, he felt excitement bubbling inside him. It was like discovering a hidden treasure chest filled with clues about who he really was. Think of DNA as a secret cookbook. Every person gets a copy of the cookbook from their parents. Some recipes are used often in your family, and that is why some people in a family look almost the same. But every recipe also has a little twist that makes each person unique in their own way. Mr. Richard was amazed. He realized that his life was not just about money and success. There was a deeper story written in his very blood, a story of connection, family, and ancient secrets that linked distant cousins together. This discovery made him question what really mattered in life. He understood that wealth in dollars was great, but wealth in heart and family ties was even more priceless. Now our millionaire friend set out to meet more people who shared his face. With every meeting, he collected more pieces of the puzzle. Some lookalikes were kind, and others had faced many struggles in life. One of them, a man named Rick, told a story that made everyone laugh. Rick said, "I always knew I was different when my mom said I looked like Daddy. But I never imagined I would meet a room full of people who could pass as my twin." These little jokes helped lighten the sometimes heavy feeling of uncovering long-hidden family secrets. As Mr. Richard listened to their stories, he began to understand that every person carries their own piece of magic. Through the secret connection of their shared features, they also shared dreams, hopes, and even funny memories that made life more colorful. One afternoon, while sitting on a park bench, Mr. Richard compared his life to a giant jigsaw puzzle. He said, "I may have built my business piece by piece, but these family ties are like the missing pieces that make the picture complete." And with that, his heart felt full in a new way. Let's take a quick break to learn a fun fact about our bodies. Every one of us has something called genes. Genes are like small instructions hidden in our DNA. They help decide our hair color, our eye color, and yes, even the way we smile. In Mr. Richard's case, a strong gene, which ran in his family for many years, made him and many of his relatives look very alike. It's not magic, it's science. And this science showed him that a little piece of our past can shine a big light on our future. Isn't it funny to think that we are all made from recipes passed down from our grandparents? Just like your favorite cookies might taste best when made with a secret ingredient from your kitchen, our genes make each family unique and special. Mr. Richard's journey did more than just solve a mystery. It made him realize that true happiness comes from knowing who you are and where you come from. He began to see that life was not just a race to earn money, but a journey to understand and share deep family ties. Every conversation with his lookalikes added color to his world, and every story they told built a bridge to a past he had never known. This new knowledge filled him with hope and excitement for the future. He decided to start a project, a website where all his lookalikes and anyone with similar stories could come together, share tales, and even learn about their hidden family secrets. This project was not only about building a business, it was about creating a community, a big family that spanned far beyond geography. In that moment, Mr. Richard understood that life's most precious treasures are not found in bank accounts, but in the shared laughter, the echoes of the past, and the promise of a united future. Now let's take a moment and smile. Imagine if you had a room full of kids who all look like you, copying everything you do. How funny would that be? It's like when you and your friends try to mimic each other's moves on the playground. One minute, you all look silly, and the next you're laughing so hard that you forget about everything else. Mr. Richard had moments like that too. At times, he felt like he was at the world's biggest family reunion, a reunion where everyone was your twin. In this journey, the millionaire learned something very important. He discovered that the true secret to happiness was not the money he had earned, but the relationships he formed. His face in the mirror became a symbol of the family, the history, and the wisdom that connected him to many others. Every day when he looked at his reflection, he now remembered that he was part of a huge, living family that stretched across time and space. That day in the park, when he saw his look-alikes, everything changed. The shock and confusion he felt first turned into a deep curiosity about his roots. With every friend he made from that group, he found more reasons to smile, more secrets that branched out like a tree, and more lessons that taught him that no matter how far you get in life, you can never leave your past behind. In other words, his heart grew richer than his bank account ever could be. So what can we take away from Mr. Richard's amazing journey? First, always be curious. Sometimes the strangest moments in life can lead you to the most wonderful discoveries. Second, remember that family isn't just the people who live under the same roof. It is the connections that make us who we are. And finally, know that wealth is not just about money. It is about the relationships, memories, and love that fill our hearts. If you enjoyed today's story and it made you think about your own family secrets or the little mysteries in your life, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you join our big family of curious minds. And while you're here, check out the video on your screen now. That video has another incredible story that will keep you wondering and smiling. Thanks for staying with me, and let's discover more magic in the everyday together. Until next time, keep looking in the mirror and remember, sometimes your reflection carries secrets waiting to be discovered. Bye for now, and see you in our next adventure.